Good morning. This is Aya Kone. She's a 6th grade student in Vallée du Bandama, which is in Côte d'Ivoire, West Africa. She struggles to see. She struggles to see the chalkboard, to read her books, and even to see her friends, who she knows. There are no eye health programs where she lives. A few years ago, there was an international NGO that visited the village that she lives in and provided screening and some glasses for a few students, but she was not one of the lucky recipients. There are actually 1 billion people in the world just like Aya. 1 billion people that live with uncorrected vision. This is the single largest disability in the world. 90% of these people live in low and middle income countries, and NGOs where they've done their best work have only been able to address 3% of the problem. About a year ago, there was an optical shop that opened near where Aya lives, and there are a few distinct characteristics with this one. Number one, they provided free eye tests. They also sold glasses at about $15 a pair. And they provided a year-long warranty as well. This was an inclusive optical shop that was specifically targeting low and middle income customers. So Aya was able to access her first pair of prescription glasses, and her whole world came into focus. So she was able to see the chalkboard. She was able to read her books and to recognize her friends. And more importantly, her confidence soared. She achieved higher grades and was able to dream about her future again. This is a 700-year-old technology called glasses, and it's incredible what it can do to transform a life, of a community, the lives of 1 billion people. Glasses are considered assistive technology, and this is classified the same as hearing aids and wheelchairs. But this is uniquely private sector driven in terms of its distribution. So it is a pro-development industry. For example, consider a low-income worker who is an adult who works in a vision-intensive industry like an artisan or a tea picker. By providing them with a pair of glasses, on average, you will increase their income by 33%. And yet, there are still 1 billion people who live with uncorrected vision in the world, and that costs the global economy about $411 billion annually. So the question is, how do we get these small and growing businesses, like the one that was created opportunity for Aya to access glasses, how do we get them to scale in low and middle income countries sustainably? We believe that a large part of that answer is digitization. And when I say that, I'm talking about a digital back end that manages the entire business operation, also known as an enterprise resource planning software. It provides real-time visibility, is fully integrated, and provides modules, as you can see, right across from sales to eye exam reporting, analytics around peak buying times, and so on. Without this, entrepreneurs are forced to operate with systems that do not speak to each other, and this is costly in terms of time, resources, and human error. So I'd like to consider 2 businesses that we've worked very closely with. One of them, Business A, is called Lapaire. It has 50 stores across 7 countries in Africa and has raised $3 million in equity financing recently. The second one, which is Business B, is MozVisao, who we met through ANDE, and they're based in Mozambique with 40 stores and have self-funded their growth. The common thing between both of them is that they self-developed an end-to-end ERP. It was so important to them that the founders taught themselves how to code in order to do this. So we see that through this back-end system, this digital ERP, that there are several pathways to scale. So when we look at MozVisao, it's basically through capturing business efficiency gains, as much as 48% reduction in execution cost, 95% reduction in order management time. There's another company we work with that by 11 o'clock every morning was able to predict sales across 144 stores and flag the ones that were underperforming. In the case of Lapaire, we conducted in-depth interviews with all of the investors, and every single one classified that investment as a health tech or tech-enabled business. So the digital capability of the company was a core part of the investment thesis. But in addition to business gains, this also creates visibility around impact metrics. So with a good ERP, you're able to measure the number of first-time wearers, the number of women and girl buyers, also the number of low-income buyers. So it creates new visibility where it wasn't possible before. So we are developing a software as a service which will provide all the capabilities of an enterprise resource planning for small and growing businesses in the retail optical industry in low and middle income countries. We envision a world where all of them are equipped to deal with the 1 billion person problem that I've described to you today. To do this, we need $500,000. And I believe that this is something that we can solve here in this room today. So I do invite you to join us as we build this out and to either scan this or get in contact with me after, so that eyesight for people like Aya and her community is not a luxury, but is a reality. Thank you very much for your time and attention.